patch number 1 for the Paths to Glory update is finally here, and it brings new changes to the journals and of course some combat balance changes that might shift the meta just a little bit, just enough to bring us new weapons in a lot of these meta in Corrupted Dungeons, Mist, and maybe other contents in the game. Now let's look at the new update. The journals. There are new mission rewards and there have been changes. And we're going to take a look at one specific one that I feel like is has been nerfed. So visit all 6 royal cities. It's now from the monk's hood to a monk's sandal. So again, not that much. Catch 15 different fish is from a blue bard's hat to a blue bard's shoe. So basically the same, hat to shoe. Had to shoe, and finish 40 hunts, 5 tomes of learning into just 1 tome of learning. So it didn't say anything about the rarity of this, so it's just 4 less. Also with own a million silver, it's from a vanity to a tome of insight. So just fame there instead of a vanity. Own a billion. This is where it actually is 500 community tokens converted to experts tome of learning. So learning points, I don't know. I feel like this is such a big nerf. Community tokens, if you have 500 of them, you need 1600 for the, I would say, legendary skins. So like a third of a way through if you have a billion silver. I thought this was significantly better, but it has been nerfed quite a lot. So congratulations to those who were able to get the 500 community tokens. That's a pretty good deal for just owning a billion silver. Loot 5 different baby animals. Now instead of 5 elders bag of silver, it now is an elder tome of insight. So yeah, instead of silver, it becomes fame. I think this, it's a little bit too much, to be honest with you. 5 different baby animals. And you get this? Yeah, it's a good nerf. Additionally, Scrolls of Repair earned as journals are now non-tradable. Were they tradable? Those earned prior to the patch remains tradable. Ah! Really? Were they tradable? I thought everything that you get from the journal is non-tradable. But hey, the Scrolls of Repair, don't really need it. If you have a tradable Scrolls of Repair, to be honest, just keep it. It's more of like a relic, really, rather than it being a super valuable thing in most of the content in Albion Online. Just keep it. Keep it for now. Alright, there's the territory rating changes as well. The percentage of stored energy that is destroyed when unlocking raw energy cores has been increased from 1% to 5% as well. And randomized dungeons shown in the minimap in the Rose of Avalon now continue to display enchantment VFX after the player has entered. Okay. And this does not apply randomly spawned in hideout regions. Alright, mini changes. UI improvements, added a pop-up notification for completion of individual journal missions. That is actually really good. You don't have to, well, you still have the sort of like the bubble notification on the top right corner of your journal icon, but being able to get a pop-up notification for individual missions actually is pretty good. Entries in the drop-down list in the Island Merchant UI now display visual cues. Okay, good. Just more visibility on what they can do. All right, good. Now let's move on to the combat balance changes, and this one actually is very interesting. So the axe, the relentless assault on the Crystal Reaper, is from 82.5 to 90. I think this is warranted because the range on the Crystal Reaper, on the E of the Crystal Reaper, isn't that much. Yes, you can cast it in solo situation. I don't see it being a thing unless you just root them multiple times. But maybe in a duo situation, or maybe in a small scale, you can probably do this because it does give you more damage. But yeah, the Crystal Reaper was something that we were really hyped for in the beginning, but right now, how it's actually used, I don't know. It was a little too hyped. Next is the bows. The deadly shot on all bows. The Q2 ability is ranged from 18 meters to 20 meters. This actually is significant in terms of poke damage, just being able to kite your way from your opponent as a bow user. 18 meters to 20 meters is significant. You do lose out on that poison. If you use poison, you don't have that knockback on your Q1. But if you are a fan of using deadly shots on all bows, that is the straight line that pierces through your opponent, reduces their resistance as well. Additional 20 meters. This is actually really, really good. And I will test this out. I will create a full kite build on a bow against my better judgment. And we're going to find out how OP this actually is. Moving on to the Quarterstaff though, Enfeeble Blades on the Life Quarterstaff, they have removed the debuff. Remember the previous patch, every hit that you deal on an opponent reduces their damage. I think up to 5 ticks, so up to 25% damage reduction, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around that region. They remove that, but increase the damage per tick from 55 to 70. This is actually quite significant. I would say having that debuff actually helps, but with the introduction of Mercenary Hood, which is the Howl reduces your damage, you can kind of just use that anyways, maybe in just certain scenarios, but you no longer have that damage debuff on your Enfeeble Blades on the Quarterstaff, Life Quarterstaff to be specific. You do get that higher damage per tick, which is pretty good. The daggers just keep on getting nerfed. The mobility dash. This is a W ability on daggers. The energy cost is from 5% to 8%. Now you may say this is actually not that significant. True. It's not that significant because I think with your boots, energy boots, you still are able to actually regain a lot of energy even after the nerfs. So they are trying to combat the full reset meta being too easy, especially in the mist, where you just blink away, you dash away, you Q away on a dagger, and you have unlimited mobility. It will still out mobility most of the non-mobile builds out there, but hey, this is a good change for those who keep on getting frustrated with daggers just being able to run away, run around without any true negative effects while using daggers. For the Fire Staff, there are 2 changes here. The combustion on the Infernal Staff, the damage per tick from 13 to 16, not really that big of a deal, but if we look at the Infernal Staff, the Infernal Staff is the one that leaves a trail. I am on my ult, so I don't have a lot of specs here. Let's look at it. This is the one that leaves a trail, right? That deals 107 magical damage versus players every 0.5 seconds, and touching the trail makes you flee for 0.75 seconds. It does have that initial damage, so I'm assuming the initial damage, the 5 seconds over time, is this. So just a little bit more. It's a little bit more per tick. And we're actually going to try that out a little bit later in Stalker Corrupted Dungeons as well. For the Flame Pillar on the Great Fire Staff, this is something that they keep on buffing. I really don't know why. It's probably because they want another option in most of the content rather than just everyone using the one-hand Fire Staff. They're giving them another option with the Great Fire Staff. The Great Fire Staff is already great, as it says in its name, but they have increased the damage of the Flame Pillar from 190 to 200 base. And the good thing about the Great Fire Staff, if you actually hit your opponent, it will get reduced. The cooldown and it will get reduced by 50%. So essentially, you have a skill every 7.5 seconds, which it's really good. It deals 673 damage on a tier 6 right now. So that is also one of the things that we are going to try a little bit later. For the Frost Staff, the Arctic Volley. For the Arctic Staff, this is the Crystal, the new Crystal Frost Staff. Increase this range from 18 meters to 22 meters. This is the one that goes pshoo, 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 pshoo. And just volleys 6 shots of frost, which actually is pretty cool. I do have a video on that. They're just increasing the range from 18 meters to 22 meters. And that is actually pretty good. I like this change. It gives us more range, obviously, and it just gives us more ability probably to like outplay Kite a little bit more. And yeah, hopefully we get to see more Arctic staffs in solo PvP, most likely in group PvP. I would love to see the Arctic staff in solo though. The Nature Staff, the Well of Life for the Wild Staff. They decrease the cast time, decrease the duration, decrease the total number of ticks, and healing per tick has been increased. So this, I'm assuming, is just the same amount of heal over time. You just heal faster. The duration is shorter, meaning the healing that you receive is higher in a shorter period of time, just 4 seconds instead of 5, and it deals more healing, which is pretty good. I don't see Well of Life being used in a lot of content though. Small scale, definitely could be a thing. Maybe even squeezed in like in a 5v5, but I don't really see it happening there. I may be missing out on the meta here, but Wild Staff users, I know there's only like 3 of you there. You now have a better E ability on your staff. The Quarterstaff, the Phantom Twin. The Phantom Twin Blade, the damage per tick increased by 3, so 33 to 36, not that much. We have seen people use this in solo. I'm pretty sure you've seen top streamers use this in the roads. It's pretty fun to actually watch. I don't know if it's working because it's really, really good or it's because it's high IP diff, but it is actually really fun to watch. I can see this in small scale though. In small scale, kind of clap comp-ish more than solo. I haven't seen this in ZVZ. I think there is a potential for this to be a thing in ZVZ. Just a little bit more sustained, maybe. Sustained damage. But I think there are better options out there for DPSs. The Spectral Run on the shoes. For the Spectre shoes. Previously, auto attacks disabled for 3 seconds after moving more than 15 meters. Now the damage is reduced by 50% for 3 seconds after moving. Ooh, so you can no longer cheese with this. Your damage is reduced by 50% instead of you not being able to auto attack. Really good. Invis bombing? Maybe, potentially. No longer a thing. Okay, there are a lot of fixes to the journal, actually. One of the things that I actually saw here when I was looking through this is this one right here. This was a bug that was I experienced as well when we were doing it last week. Fix an issue where resource mobs in the mist would not count towards skinning missions. Fix an issue where hide animals in the mist and hide treasures were not counted as unique animal types. But as a result, they actually increased skin 65 types of hide animals. And not only that, unfortunately, these missions have to be started from scratch. As for technical reasons, they're considered new missions. So you get to do that again. You get to skin all 65 animals again. So yeah, good luck. Good luck to all of those who are gathering. Remember that difficult, that really, really difficult thing that you did where you had to find all of the animals? Hey, you get to do that again for some rewards. There you go. So that is it. As always, I'm going to leave the link for this specific patch notes for you guys to actually read for yourself in the description below. And if you have any reaction, if you feel really, really cheated that you have to do the 65 skinning again, leave them in the comment section below. Or better yet, join us live on Twitch at twitch.tv/Burnstone.